All right, everybody. Hi, I'm David Kramer, the Critical Thinking Christian, back again with another contradiction in the Holy Bible. And this time, the contradiction is concerning, did Joseph live in Nazareth or did Joseph flee to Nazareth? And from how did he get to Nazareth? From where uh, did Joseph come from in order to go to Nazareth? Or did Joseph leave Nazareth to go someplace else and then come back to Nazareth? Okay? We got two versions here. Okay, the first one is from Matthew 2, chapter 2, verses 19 to 23. But when Herod was dead, now this is after Matthew's claim that when Herod wanted to kill the children, an angel told Joseph to flee to Egypt. Okay? And now they're coming back. They told him, "Hey, you can go back," which is kind of strange. Okay, I'm going to address that issue too. Okay, 19. But when Herod was dead, behold, an angel of the Lord appeareth in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, saying, Arise and take the young child and his mother and go into the land of Israel, for they are dead which sought the young child's life. Okay, they are dead. Okay, and he arose and took the young child and his mother and came into the land of Israel. But when he heard that Archelaus did reign in Judea in the room of his father Herod, he was afraid to go thither. Notwithstanding, being warned of God in a dream, he turned aside into the parts of Galilee. And he came and dwelt in a city called Nazareth, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophets, he shall be called a Nazarene. Now, here God tells him, okay, an angel of the Lord appeared and said, hey, you can go back because they are dead which sought the child's life. And then when he gets into Israel, all of a sudden God goes, hey, is that Archelaus? Uh-oh. And then he tells Joseph, you better go over here. Okay, so right there, this omniscient God had no clue. This is what's so screwed up with this Bible. But anyway, this is Joseph. Okay, now I believe Joseph. I don't know. Did he come from Bethlehem? I'm going to go back to the beginning here. I'm going to go back to the beginning, and because I want to make sure that I know where. Okay. Okay. He was born in Bethlehem of Judea. So they flee. They flee to Egypt from Bethlehem. And then from Egypt, he goes to Nazareth. So he's not living there at the beginning. Okay? Now, let's go over here to Luke. All right. Now, here in verse 25, it's talking about Simeon. He lives in Jerusalem. Okay? Now, what I want to do, I'm going to go to Luke here. Luke 2 is, okay, the decree of Caesar Augustus. Joseph goes up from Galilee out of the city of Nazareth. Okay? That is where he is living. He goes from Nazareth to Bethlehem because apparently everybody at that point had to go back to their hometown. So he goes back to his hometown since he's of the line and lineage of David to be taxed. And when they're in Bethlehem, she gives birth to Jesus. Okay? And then you have the shepherds and you have the magi and all that stuff. But anyway, then he gets circumcised, and after the days of her purification according to the law of Moses were accomplished, they brought Jesus to Jerusalem to present him to the Lord. Okay? Now, Joseph left Galilee of Nazareth to go to Bethlehem. They go to Jerusalem to present him to the Lord. All right? Now let's see. Okay? And then, after they were at Jerusalem, there's nothing here about them having to go to Egypt. They go right from Jerusalem, starting in verse 39, and when they had performed all things according to the law of the Lord, they returned unto Galilee to their own city Nazareth. And the child grew up and waxed strong in spirit, filled with wisdom, and the grace of God was upon him. Now, there you have two different stories again. Matthew claims that they had to flee to Egypt, and then from Egypt they came back to Israel, realized Archelaus was in charge, and had to flee to Nazareth. They did not originally come from Nazareth. They came from Bethlehem. In Luke, they were living in Nazareth because it was Joseph's hometown. Then they went to Bethlehem. She had Jesus. Then they went to Jerusalem. And then from Jerusalem, they went right back to Nazareth. Two different versions again. Two different authors who have their own idea of what happened. This is... And as a Christian, you sit in church and you will listen to one story one week, and then as it's getting closer to Christmas, maybe they start at the beginning of December and they have one story one week, and maybe this story comes on, let's see, maybe Christmas Eve. So the first week of December, you hear the Matthew story. The second week, you hear the last week, essentially, you hear the Luke story, and you don't connect them and go, wait a minute, what? Ken Humphreys, he has that, he likes saying more astounding rubbish from the New Testament, and that's what this is. This does not make sense. It does not fit. But the Christians, I've seen it. Christians, well, what you have to do is you have to just put them all together and make it fit. I said this once before. I heard this preacher say, well, you got to take, and I don't know how he with the books, how he actually said this, but I know the first thing he said is you got to take the book of John and you got to put it before Matthew, and then the other books you got to fit them around. No. That's it. Really, we're going to make this work. Okay, you're going to take that round peg or maybe a square peg and put it in that round hole, and you're going to beat the shit out of that thing until it gets in there. This is pathetic. This Bible that I believed in, that I thought was inerrant, that I never questioned it, and when I did question it, I went to Christian sources to find out whether it's true. That ain't good, because these guys are getting paid to tell you it's true. They're salesmen. Okay? You go to the used car lot, and it's rare. It's rare if you have a used car salesman or any car salesman. When you come on and you go, yeah, I'd like this car. This car looks pretty good. And he's like, I don't know. Most of the cars on this lot are shit. You don't really want to go here. But our competitor over there, that car, that is very reliable. You won't have that. Okay? He's going to try to sell you every damn car on that lot because they're all good. This is what these people are. They're used car salesmen. So there you go. Did Joseph, Mary, and Jesus flee to Egypt and then from Egypt go to Nazareth? Or were they already living in Nazareth? Then they went to Bethlehem, and then they went to Jerusalem, and then from Jerusalem they went back to Nazareth. You know, figure it out. You know, trying to make something fit. Believe one or the other. It doesn't matter because all of this crap, as far as I'm concerned, is crap. You know, but remember, God is not the author of confusion. So if you're feeling confused, ignore it. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with you. Because I'm certainly not confused. All right. I think the next one I'm going to address is the whole Nazareth prophecy. Matthew just loves prophecies. He loves fitting whatever prophecy in here, or even if it's a non-prophecy. So I think I'm going to address that. I'm going to research that and see if there's anything. I hear that there's nothing in the Old Testament, so I'm going to try to find something. So that's all I have for right now. And until next time, I'm David Kramer, the Critical Thinking Christian.